Hello there, my name is Sian and I'm from Counting What Counts. Today we're just going to show you how the platform itself works and how you can use it to your advantage as part of the Impact and Insight Toolkit project. So you will receive an email from either myself or my colleague Simone, which will contain your username and password. All you need to do is to pop them into the allocated boxes on your on the portal page, which you will also receive a link to. So I'm just going to click sign in. Okay, no thank you. Don't want to save the password right now. Okay, so this is what your dashboard will look like when you arrive into it. If we scroll over onto the left-hand side, you'll see that there is an evaluation template. Now this template is really very useful because it contains everything in it that Arts Council would like you to do as part of the mandatory evaluations for the Impact Insight Toolkit. So what we're going to start off with though is we're going to do your own evaluation. So we're going to click on new here. Evaluation name. Now we tend to suggest that it is the name of the event you're going to be evaluating or the project, something that will make it easy for you to navigate later on. I'm going to click on create. Lovely, you can see the other one popped over here. Okay, so let's have a look at this template. Now, this template is going to be used by everybody that's involved in the Impact and Insight Toolkit. Therefore, we do ask that you do not make any changes to the template itself because, as you can imagine, it will affect it for everybody. So instead, we're going to be using this to copy from, okay? So you can see that there are a few different surveys down here. We've got a pre-event for self-respondents, a post for self and peer, and finally, the survey for public respondents. Now, for the purpose of today, we're just going to focus on the public respondents one. So these would be your audience, participants, attendees, essentially. So let's click over here on Edit, Copy. You can just change the name a bit. I'm going to do that. And you're going to pop it into your own evaluation. So ST event in my situation, copy survey. So as I said, this is very much a copying and pasting job. There we go. So now if I head on back over to my own evaluation, you will see that it has appeared there for us. Okay, so now is when you can sort of start to customize it. I'm just going to click on this. It will take us through to the summary page. We're just going to zip back to configure over here. So here you see you can pop in your survey name. There are starting and close date options. You can pop in a logo. You can write an introduction. There are some type options here which are very useful for when you're doing your self and peer surveys. As I said, this is the one for the public, so we won't worry about that just yet. We also enable you to have a few different delivery options. And these work really well dependent on your organisation's individual situation, okay? So the online one is really good if you have a ticketing database or you work from CRM. The interviewer one works very well if you are hoping to actually gather responses on site and you have people, volunteers or staff members that are going to be running the intercept interviews. Display is quite similar to the interviewer in the sense that it takes place at the location. However, they are on static tablets, which means that they can be completed autonomously. These are quite popular with museums and that sort of environment. And again, you can see we have some advanced options here, which we won't go through today. Save and continue. So this is the bit that's particularly interesting as part of the sort of survey creation process. You will see here that there are questions already in place. Now, as said, this was copied from the template, and this is great because it basically means that this has all been done for you. So anything that you want to add to it is up to you. You're not obliged to add anything, but we would encourage you to have a think about it at least and to maybe have a look at some of the options down here on the left-hand side. These questions are all the ones that Arts Council would like you to use as part of the mandatory evaluation. So you can see here we've got a few different options. So if you wanted to add in a drop-down, multiple choice, any of these, you are very welcome to do so. Something I would just like to focus on for 1 minute are the dimensions. So we'll click on these. Okay, yeah, so dimensions are standardized statements that people rate their agreement level to. So if we click on choose a dimension, you'll see that there are some from this cultural experience category that are already being used, and these are the ones that Arts Council have selected for you. But if you click on here, you will see that there are some extras. So for example, there are some participatory ones, which, needless to say, are useful if you are doing participatory work and that you wish to evaluate it. And frequently used custom. Now these ones I feel are particularly interesting because these are statements that we have noticed that are used very frequently by users of this system. So if you would like to try these out and let us know how you feel about them, then that would be fantastic. So for the purpose of this, I'm going to just select Insight here. You select a dimension. And again, we have some more advanced options that you can utilize if you wish to. Okay. It's really important though that you know that you don't have to do these advanced elements. Okay. And click Save and Continue. This is the invite page whereby you would invite peer and self-assessors to complete those surveys. As said, this one's the one for the public respondents. And so actually, in this instance, we're just going to click Save and Continue and move on. Okay, so here we are on the final page. This is the summary page. And you can see here that we've got a breakdown of the different types of questions that have been asked. You have your different links for the different delivery methods. Some people choose to use all three and then they can compare how their audience reacted according to the different delivery methods. Other people might just want to choose one, and that's absolutely fine. And we're happy to discuss that with you on a case-by-case basis. Okay. I'm just going to bring your attention over to these icons for 1 minute. So this eye is really helpful because this is the preview button. And that means that you are able to send your survey to any colleagues that you feel it would be appropriate for them to look at the survey and just give it a check over. And it won't record any responses. So that's really helpful. There's also here the copy URL button, and this is what you would click on, unless of course you wanted just to highlight it and then copy it in that way. When you go to pop the URL into, however you're going to distribute it, whether it's via email or social media or whatever you're choosing. But I'm just going to quickly show you how it actually looks for the respondent. So we're going to go on to preview now, and it will load. There's going to be a little dialog box just to tell me that this is actually a preview one, so it won't be saving any responses. There you go, you see it's come up here. Now, if this were a live survey, and if I had done this, you would have a logo up the top here. You've got your introduction. Now, I just want you to see how clear it is for the respondent. Okay, so it's very clearly laid out, and all they need to do is to click on the bar to record their response. Okay, and you'll see that the icon down here has changed to green and says next page. As you can see here, if somebody does not click on the bar to record a response, then it will just simply remain orange, which enables them to skip. This is really good because it basically means that if somebody doesn't want to answer a specific question, then that's absolutely fine. They can just keep skip. There we go. We also have a few demographics in there. And then we just reach the end of the page saying thank you very much for your response. So I hope you found that helpful. We are of course going to be providing you with lots more information how to use the more advanced elements of the platform, but I hope this has given you just a little flavour. Thank you.